The shocking truth about life. After 70, a controversial study from the Boston Institute of Gerontology discovered something astounding. 78% of people over 70 with fewer than 3 close friends report happiness levels 64% higher than those with extensive social networks. Sounds implausible, doesn't it? But listen to Martha's story. Martha, 82, once possessed an enviable social network. She participated in 3 different clubs, maintained dozens of friendships, and always felt obligated to keep in touch with everyone. But when her husband passed away, Martha discovered something miraculous. As she cut ties with relationships that no longer brought her joy, she didn't feel empty. She felt liberated from chains. "I spent 80 years of my life trying to please others," Martha said, her eyes brightening. "Now, I'm finally living for myself." The astonishing truth is, by age 70, your brain undergoes profound changes. The frontal lobe, which processes social interactions, becomes less efficient, making social gatherings a burden rather than a pleasure. Meanwhile, your ability to find happiness in quiet moments dramatically increases. In this video, we'll explore 6 reasons why having fewer friends, or even no friends, might be the best thing that happens to you after 70. Stay until the end, because the final reason is so shocking, it could completely change how you view your remaining years. Time becomes more precious than everything else at 70. The average American has about 14 years left to live, just 5,110 precious days. Let that sink in. 5,110 days. How many of those do you really want to spend on meaningless conversations and awkward social gatherings? The American Senior Research Center found that people over 70 spend an average of 6 hours weekly on social obligations they describe as bringing no real joy. That equals nearly 13 precious days each year, 13 days of your remaining life spent on interactions that leave you feeling drained. Richard, 80, had an awakening moment while sitting at the birthday party of a casual acquaintance, repeatedly glancing at his watch. His heart ached as he realized, "I'm rushing through my final years, giving precious hours to people who don't even make me happy." The following week, he declined 3 social invitations for the first time in his life. Instead, he spent time hiking in the Arizona desert, immersing himself in philosophy books and experiencing an emotional afternoon with family photo albums. "I felt like I'd discovered a buried treasure," he confessed, his voice trembling. "I didn't feel lonely. I felt like I'd finally reclaimed my own life." The opportunity cost of time is extremely high after 70. Every hour you spend on a friendship that brings no joy is an hour permanently lost, never to be reclaimed for activities that truly make your heart sing. Try this simple exercise. List the 5 relationships that consume most of your time. Next to each name, write whether that relationship makes you feel more alive or more depleted. If it's the latter, ask yourself, how many of my remaining 5,110 days do I really want to dedicate to this relationship? If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. Now, let's continue. True friendship comes from within. A University of Michigan study revealed an astonishing fact. After 70, the ability to feel comfortable alone increases by 42%, while the need for external validation decreases by 31%. This isn't random. It's a natural shift, as if your body and mind are preparing for the most fulfilling phase of living with yourself. Eleanor, 76, discovered this after moving to a new state. Initially, fear of loneliness drove her to frantically join every activity possible: book clubs, art classes, community gatherings. But after each social event, she felt depleted rather than satisfied. "Then I caught the flu and was forced to stay home for a week," Eleanor recounted, her face softening. "I dreaded the isolation terribly. But instead, I discovered something magical, a sense of peace so profound it brought tears to my eyes. I read books uninterrupted, listened to music I loved, reflected on life in ways I'd never had time to do. There's a crucial difference. Loneliness and being alone are two completely different states. Loneliness is the painful sense of disconnection. Being alone, when you've developed solitude skills, is a nearly sacred state of deep peace. When you spend time alone, you don't have to adjust yourself. You don't have to listen to the same boring stories repeated. You don't have to pretend to care when you truly don't. Your brain is freed from the burden of processing complex social signals, creating an incredible feeling of relief and peace. Think about it. Who is the only friend who has been with you every single moment for over 70 years? The only one who has witnessed every success and failure, every joy and sorrow? That's you. So why not nurture this most important relationship? To develop friendship with yourself, start with brief periods. Dedicate 30 minutes daily to an activity simply because you love it. Reading, gardening, drawing, listening to music. No phone, no TV, no interruptions. Just you, enjoying your own presence like a cherished friend. Letting go opens the door to a more fulfilling life. There's a secret that the happiest people over 70 know. Releasing relationships that no longer fit is one of the most powerfully liberating decisions you can make. The painful truth is not all relationships are destined to last a lifetime. Some serve a particular phase, then need to be released. James, 78, was a former attorney proud of his extensive social network. He regularly hosted gatherings, attended events, and felt responsible for keeping in touch with dozens of people. His heart was heavy with social obligations. I did it because I thought that's what a successful person should do, James admitted, his eyes tired. There's a cruel expectation in American culture that your value equals how many people know you. I never stopped to ask if I actually looked forward to these gatherings. Then his blood pressure alarmingly spiked. His doctor looked him straight in the eyes and said something that changed his life. You're spending your precious final years on appearances rather than real joy. With his doctor's encouragement, James conducted a bold experiment. For 1 month, he would only say yes to invitations he genuinely looked forward to. No justifications, no obligations, no guilt. The result? His social calendar decreased by 80%, his blood pressure dropped, and most amazingly, he felt reborn. I shed a lead coat I didn't realize I was wearing, he said, eyes welling up. The feeling of freedom is so profound, I sometimes want to cry with relief. According to the Center for Gerontological Research, 64% of people over 70 report feeling deeply relieved after cutting back on relationships that brought no joy. Surprisingly, the fear of letting go is always much greater than its reality. Many famous people also narrowed their social circles in their later years. Composer Leonard Bernstein, actress Greta Garbo, and scientist Albert Einstein all chose quieter lives with fewer social interactions as they aged. They weren't lonely. They were experiencing a profound form of freedom. How can you start letting go? Ask yourself, does this relationship make you feel heavy or light? Do you feel tense before meeting them? Do you feel relieved when they cancel plans? If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. Now, let's continue. Peace becomes more valuable than socializing. By 70, your brain changes how it responds to social noise, a real physiological phenomenon, not imagination. University of California research shows people over 70 experience cortisol stress hormone levels 28% higher in social situations than younger people. Simply being in a group of people stresses your body in ways that didn't happen when you were younger. Margaret, 74, was once the life of every party. She loved meeting friends, hosting dinners, and attending events. But gradually, she felt a profound shift. Each gathering left her feeling exhausted, requiring more days to recover. At first, I felt guilty, like something was wrong with me, she confessed, her expression softening as she recalled. But then I realized my body was sending a message. It needed quiet more than social noise. She began listening to her body, shortening social gatherings, and spending more time in her quiet garden where she felt peaceful and restored. The initial guilt quickly gave way to a sense of liberation. I'm caring for myself in ways I never allowed before, she said, her eyes brightening. And the strange thing is, my true friends understand and respect that. The difference between feeling tired after a social gathering and feeling peaceful when alone isn't just a difference in degree, they're two completely different physiological states. In social situations, your brain constantly processes facial expressions, body language, tone of voice, word choice, consuming an enormous amount of brain energy. When alone in a quiet environment, your brain relaxes, blood pressure drops, heart rate slows. The rest and digest system activates. You feel peace washing over your body like a warm wave. An 82-year-old woman beautifully described this feeling. When I'm with others, I feel like I'm wearing tight clothing I have to constantly adjust. When alone, I can finally breathe. It's like coming home. Create a quiet sanctuary in your daily life. An hour in the morning with a cup of tea, an afternoon in the park, or an evening without TV or phone. Protect this time as if it were as important as a medical appointment, because for your physical and mental health, it truly is. Fewer friends mean fewer disappointments. After 70, vulnerability to relationship disappointments increases by 40% compared to age 40. This isn't about becoming more sensitive. It's about having less emotional energy to recover from friendship disappointments. William, 78, discovered this the hard way. After his wife died, he relied on a group of friends he had known for over 20 years. But when he truly needed them, he discovered a bitter truth. Many disappeared. Some didn't even attend the funeral. Others called once and never followed up. My heart was shattered, William admitted, his voice shaking. For 2 decades, I had been the one always there when they needed me. But when I was the one needing help, many of my friendships turned out to be one-sided. This pain pushed William into depression. But gradually, as he cut ties with unreliable friends and focused on the few who truly stood by him, he felt a weight lifted from his shoulders. At first, I felt lonely, but then something strange happened. I felt relieved, he admitted, his expression softening. Maintaining all those relationships had consumed so much emotional energy. Now I only have 3 true friends, but they're people I know will be there when I call, and that brings a profound sense of security. The National Institute of Gerontology discovered a startling truth. 72% of people over 70 report at least one friendship that makes them feel worse instead of better. As we age, each disappointment, each hurt feelings heavier. Our bodies and minds take longer to recover. Stress hormones like cortisol stay in our systems longer, causing negative impacts on health. Each time a friend doesn't call back, forgets your birthday, or cancels plans at the last minute, your body experiences a small dose of stress. In youth, you recover quickly, but after 70, these negative experiences accumulate, creating a real burden. Ask these questions about each friendship. Is this relationship balanced in giving and receiving, or are you always giving more? When you truly needed them, were they there for you? After spending time with them, do you feel uplifted or drained? If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. Now let's continue. No longer needing to prove yourself after 7 decades of living, you've experienced more than 90% of the world's population. You've built careers, raised families, overcome crises, and accumulated wisdom from countless experiences. So why do you still feel the need to prove your worth? Harold, 75, spent his whole life building an extensive network of relationships. His business cards were filled with names of important people. He prided himself on the long list of powerful individuals he knew, as if they reflected his value. But when Harold retired, he realized a painful truth. Many relationships he considered friendships were actually based on status. When he was no longer a CEO, the calls became sparse. When he could no longer provide business opportunities, the lunches disappeared. Initially, this pierced his heart, but gradually, it became a profound liberation. "I spent my whole life proving my worth through who I knew," Harold admitted, his voice deepening. "But now, at my age, I don't have to prove anything anymore. I know who I am. I know what I've accomplished. I don't need others' validation to know my value." Harold began social detoxing, eliminating every relationship based on status, utility, or appearance. He kept only those who truly made him feel loved and understood. This list was surprisingly short, just 5 people. "I have fewer friends than ever," he said, his smile spreading to his eyes. "And I've never felt more complete." Many social relationships are actually based on insecurity. We make friends to feel accepted, to affirm status, to feel important. But at 70, the need to prove yourself should dissolve. You've lived long enough to know your true worth. You've overcome enough challenges to know your resilience. You've witnessed enough ups and downs to understand that others' opinions rarely matter as much as we think. Famous individuals like Maya Angelou, Frank Lloyd Wright, and Martha Graham all said they felt most liberated in their later years when they finally abandoned the need for recognition from others. They narrowed their social circles, focused on what truly brought joy, and found a new level of peace. Practice saying no without lengthy explanations. Simply, "I can't attend, but thank you for the invitation." No justifications, no complicated reasons. That's the sign of real confidence, the ability to set boundaries without feeling the need to apologize. A fulfilling life doesn't need many friends. Summarizing everything we've discussed, a clear truth emerges. Not needing many friends after 70 isn't a loss. It's a potential liberation leading to a more authentic, fulfilling life. We've explored 6 reasons why reducing your social circle can enhance your quality of life. 1. Time becomes more precious than everything else, making each moment spent on unfulfilling relationships a lost opportunity. 2. True friendship comes from within, as you develop a deep relationship with yourself. 3. Letting go opens the door to a more fulfilling life, removing unnecessary obligations and expectations. 4. Peace becomes more valuable than socializing, especially as your brain responds differently to social noise. 5. Fewer friends mean fewer disappointments, protecting your emotional health. 6. No longer needing to prove yourself, allowing you to finally live authentically. Important to emphasize, this isn't about completely isolating yourself. It's about actively choosing relationships based on quality rather than quantity. It's about dedicating your precious energy to people and activities that truly enrich your life. You can begin this process through intentional pruning, gradually reducing unnecessary relationships, decrease contact frequency, shorten meeting times, and set clear boundaries about your time and availability. If you worry about loneliness, remember that being alone and lonely are 2 completely different states. The key is building a fulfilling life with meaningful activities, engaging hobbies, and quiet moments. Old age isn't the time to live according to others' expectations. It's the time to finally live the way your heart truly desires. It's about listening to your real needs, respecting your limitations, and finding joy in ways that best suit your authentic self. As poet David Whyte wrote, "Friendship is not a fixed state, but a conversation that changes through the phases of our lives." And perhaps at this age, the most meaningful conversation is the one you have with yourself. We want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today. Your thoughts are important to us. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.